Hello humans, welcome back, and welcome back to my room at home, because I'm home now. Yeah, the last video was the last one in my uni room, which is sad. No more yellow wall, but I'm moving back in just over a month to a new place, which means new room tour, new things, new design, new layout. Exciting times. So yeah, hopefully I'll meet some more people and make some friends. Anywho, what I'm here for today is another fairy tale princess video. This one is Cinderella, so I'm quite excited about this one. She's not my favourite princess, but I'm really excited about the outfits, and one of them I love, so I'm really happy with it, so very excited about this. And it's going to be a bit longer than the last one, I reckon, because a lot happens in the story and I found quite a few interesting things about the history as well. So, and again, resources I'll put below, because I watched a few videos, again Jen Campbell's video on this, and some of you guys recommended a couple of people and they were really good, like, videos. They were really good, so thank you for that, and if you have any more, do pop them in the comments. I really like reading them and finding more things. It's really helpful and really interesting, so thanks for those. So this one is Cinderella. I can't remember if I already said that or not, but yeah, so I learned a bit about it in A-level German. Like, we did a few lessons on it because we performed a little mini pantomime for the year 7s when we were in year 13, and I was one of the ugly stepsisters. So obviously it was in German and it was really fun, and I remember watching in the year 13s perform it for us when I was in year 7, so that was really fun for me. So I'm going to talk about quite a lot today, and it's going to be interesting, and this one's a bit more graphic than the last one. I think they gradually get worse. So Snow White was fairly tame for a Grimm story. So yeah, so there's a trigger warning for like gore and blood and torture, I guess. Just graphic stuff, medieval kind of things. Although saying that, time period's a bit iffy, but I'll get into that, so it's all good, so yeah. So, in like pantomimes and obviously the Disney film and that and other versions of the story, the two stepsisters are portrayed as ugly, or literally called the ugly stepsisters. But in the book that I read, at least the English translation, they were described as beautiful and fair of face, but vile and black of heart. So ugly on the inside, but beautiful in the outside. So I guess they've taken the ugly part and just made it like so that it's all of their appearance as well as their personality. I don't know, but yeah, so that's like a little quote. I don't know if that's interesting to you. Just pop it in there. And the dad never dies. I found that really interesting. In fact, the whole family practically bullies her. Her own dad even calls her Cinderella, which is her like nickname because of the cinders, the ash in the fireplace that she keeps having to clean, or Aschenputtel in German, which doesn't have a translation. The Aschen is obviously the cinders, ashes. But yeah, her dad called her that as well, so he wasn't that nice as he's portrayed either. So, but anyway, the story goes that this one time the dad goes on a trip and he's like, what should I bring you all back? Prezzies, what do you want? You know, and the stepsisters are like, oh, well, give me fabrics and laces and parasols and pretty jewels and stuff and that, and I want this and that. And then Cinderella, bless her little heart, just wants a little branch that brushes him on the way back. So he ends up bringing that back for her, and she plants it on her mum's grave because her mum is dead. He's remarried and the mum's dead. So she plants it on her mum's grave and it grows into a tree, and in that tree is a little white bird that keeps her company when she visits the grave every day and grants her little wishes when she asks for them. So it's really sweet. But that's also very important, so keep that in mind later. Now, when it came to the whole ball thing, it's actually a 3-day festival for the prince, which is common in these stories. It's whole in threes. If you remember in Snow White, the witch tried 3 times to get rid of Snow White with the lace, the comb, and then the apple. And in fairy tales, there's a common trope of things coming in threes. So keep your eye out for that and all. So basically, Cinderella wants to go, but her stepmom's like, no, although I'll cut you a deal. You can pick out this bowl of lentils, I don't know why lentil, out of the fireplace in 2 hours. I'll consider you coming. Cinderella calls the help of the lovely birds and she gets it done in 1 hour. So she's like, yeah, get it, here's your lentils, let's party. And then the stepmom's like, that was clearly too easy for you. Take these 2 bowls of lentils and take them out of the fireplace in 1 hour. So Cinderella calls the birds again, they get it done in half an hour. So then by this point, the stepmom's had enough. She's like, nah, you're not coming. Like, she was never gonna let her come in the first place all along. She knew what she was doing. So Cinderella's sad. She goes to her mum's tree, well, grave, and the tree that's in the grave, and she wishes for silver and gold to shower down upon her. And that's when the little bird in the tree that grants her wishes, remember, gives her a gold and silver dress and silk and silver slippers. So, common misconception, because of the Disney film, her slippers, her shoes aren't actually glass, they're silver, and also her dress is silver, it's not blue. But I kind of got blue stuff in my outfit, so that's annoying, but anyway, that's later. So yeah, there's 2 things that don't happen in the original that Disney somehow got from it, or other stories got from it. There's no fairy godmother and there's no glass slippers. Also, no pumpkin, I don't think. So anyway, she goes to the first day of the festival, all dressed up, all nice, and she dances with the prince. But then the prince is like, oh, let me take you home and see who you belong to. Mate, she don't belong to no one. But luckily she's like, no, you can't see where I'm from because I'm technically just a slave girl in my own home. And her dad comes to the festival, like to pick her up, but she runs away because she doesn't want anyone to know who she is. And this happens the next day as well. For the next day of the festival, she gets a nice dress, she dances with the prince, she runs away before he can know who she is. But on the 3rd day, the dress has, over time the dress is getting more beautiful, but on the 3rd day it's just stunning. I mean, we're talking Met Gala, Zendaya, oh, that was Cinderella as well, like just gorge. This time the prince puts pitch, or like tar, like really like dark black tacky sticky yucky stuff on the staircase for when she runs away so it can catch her, and that's how she leaves a slipper behind. She's not just got slippery feet, she actually, her shoe gets stuck on the stairs because of this tar. So obviously he's like, oh, let me find the person who has this. But he knows it's that family because the dad's been coming to get her. But he just doesn't know who in the family is. So basically the family is trying to pass it off as one of the stepsisters. Even the dad is in on it. So, and the stepsisters are like, oh yay, they're like all happy and got high hopes for this because they've got, and I quote, they say, they have pretty feet, but this is where it gets a bit gruesome. The oldest couldn't fit her big toe into the shoe, so her mum gives her a knife and tells her to cut it off, which she does. She puts her foot in the shoe, it fits, and then the prince takes her away. But they pass the tree on Cinderella's mum's grave, and the birds are like, no, 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 back, back, blood in the shoe, wrong girl, come on, take it back. And then he does, he goes to the other stepsister, who tries on the shoe, but her heel's too big. So her mum goes to her with the knife, cut your heel off. I don't know how she does that, because it's all connected, right? Like, how can you cut a heel off? Anyway, she does that, she gets her foot in, and the prince takes her off again. But the birds are like, no, 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 wrong girl again, go back. And then the dad is like, nah, can't be Cinderella. He seems to have disowned her, to be honest. Like, he doesn't seem like a great dad. So he's like, nah, it can't be her. But obviously the prince finds out that it is her, and she tries it on, and he's like, oh, you're my bride now. She's like, okay, cool, let's go. And then the stepsisters come to the wedding, and again, this is a bit gruesome. The white birds, the white doves, I don't know, wedding doves, some birds, right, they peck out their eyes. They blind them by pecking out their eyeballs. But no punishment for the mum and dad, so yeah, that's all I've got for the main Grimm story. Yeah, pretty grim. Now I'm going to talk about history and background and influences, and then it'll be good. Possible influential stories or folk tales or even real stories that influence this story, because the Grimm fairy tale was written around 1812, at least that's when it was published. But the earliest record of a Cinderella-like story comes from ancient Egypt, and it's about a Greek slave girl. Basically a very similar story, with being enslaved by the family and then wanting to marry someone, I think, or just be free and have a nicer life, which you would, wouldn't you? And then another one dates to 800 AD in China, and that's about another poor girl who visits a friend who's a fish. And she feeds it, and she's good friends with this fish. It's a good fish, so she's feeding it, and she's keeping it company, talking, whatever you would do with friends. I don't know. But stepmom doesn't like it, because this fish, that's food. They're poor. They need food. This fish could feed the family. So she takes the fish, she kills it, and they eat it or whatever. She takes the fish bones and makes wishes on them. It's quite reminiscent of the little birds in the tree making wishes. No? Yeah? No? Told you it was important. The next one is an Italian story from 1634. The girl decides to murder her stepmom because she's so controlling, and she wants to take control of her own life. But the person who influences her to do that is, she's got a tutor. The dad ends up marrying her, and she's even worse than the first stepmom, so she's like, oops. And then again she gets a wish from the tree. I don't know. Then there's another story which is in France, or is French, by Charles Perrault. I don't know if I've said that right. I'm not great with French, so sorry if I've said that wrong. That was in 1697. This one's probably the most famous because that's where you get things like the pumpkin, the fairy godmother, the glass slippers, the things that Disney really took. So yeah, that's all the history stuff, which means time to get changed. So I recreate again 2 outfits. The worker's outfit that she wears, well, her servant outfit really, and the silver blue-ish dress that she gets for the ball slash festivals. So yeah, I'll go show you them. Hey, anyway, this is the working outfit that I put together. It's very basic. It's literally just a white top and some really comfy like jumpsuit thing. It's like really light and I can eat in it. Ooh, yeah, we love it. Got some sort of flare wide leg. It's fun, it's comfy, it's cute, it's light, and I think it's a pretty decent recreation of her servant outfit. No, I haven't done anything with my hair because she doesn't really do much with her hair. I just get this clip in, yeah, and oh, I don't want to take this off, it's so comfy. Worker's outfit, actually, pair it with this like dark brown teddy bear jacket and you're good to go, because you know she has some dark brown in there I think, but she also has some blue, but yeah. I'm so happy with this. Yeah, I got choker, I got me light blue, well light turquoisey kind of top. Yes, I'm bloated, we ate out for lunch, but this is just what the body does, it's a natural thing, so no hate please. Also the thing about the trousers, I was going to wear some light blue mum jeans, mum jean, but I think I accidentally sold them. So these are mum's. I can't keep them on much longer because yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with this outfit, and the best part, oh god bloody hell, the shoes! I've had these for a few years and they're just perfect for it. I love it. Little pumpkin. Technically it's Halloween one, but we don't need to see that. Yeah. I'm very happy with this outfit, so yeah, I'm gonna crack on and tell you some things about the Disney film and then we be done. Okay, last little bit. The Disney film. As I said earlier, the time period is a little bit muddled with Cinderella, although it is supposed to be set in France. We think about 1700s, maybe 1800s, but fashion in it does echo more Victorian style clothes. But her famous ball gown, as recreated by moi, that's French, you can see the heavy influences of the 1947 new look from the fashion designer Dior. So it was only 3 years before the film, and generally the films do reflect contemporary fashion as well, so that would have been quite famous. Also, the fairy godmother is supposedly modelled on the designer Dior, so you can kind of see that when you look at pictures. So I found that kind of interesting too. So in the end it's not very historically accurate, but it's a pretty dress, and I made this pretty cool outfit out of it. Also, Cinderella's supposed to be Disney's, like Walt Disney's favourite character, favourite Disney princess, and the transformation scene with the fairy godmother and when the ball, like she's swiveling and the ball is like, that was his favourite scene to make. So I'm not a fashion historian, I'm not even a historian really by any means, but I don't know much about fashion. I mean, I watched the Great British Sewing Bee, that's about it. At the time of the film, Disney were on the brink of bankruptcy because it was literally after the Second World War. They didn't have a lot of money. This film it was a make or break. So they were $4 million in debt after the war. That's a lot. And it ended up costing $3 million to make, but over time it's made more than $85 million, and that was of 2015, that statistic. So, whew. And also I found this really interesting. The workers' outfit, like the servant outfit that I recreated, was meant to resemble women's workers' outfits in World War II. So when women would be working in factories, doing men's jobs, it was supposed to be relatable for women seeing that outfit because they'd been working in World War II in the war effort. So I found that really interesting. I forgot to say earlier, as I said, the German name of Cinderella is Aschenputtel, and again there's no exact translation for Puttel in German. Obviously Aschen is the cinders, the ashes, but Puttel doesn't really have a translation. Some people think it comes from the word to dig in German, which is buddeln. So that makes sense because she's digging through the ashes to get the lentils out in the original story. So possibly, I don't think we'll ever really know where it comes from, I guess. Yeah, that's it. That's what I got. The next one will be Sleeping Beauty, which is, from what I remember a few years ago learning a little bit about the original story, that's a pretty heavy one. So yeah, but I was really happy to film this today and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you laugh or smile at least. Let me know if you liked the outfits, if there was any facts that you found particularly interesting, if you have any interesting facts or information. Let me know, I want to know. Teach me. I had fun learning and I love learning from you as well, so tell me all of that if you like. Yeah, let me know any suggestions about maybe future ones. Like, again, if you have recommendations and videos on the fairy tales and the Disney princesses and stuff, let me know because I found those last ones really interesting, so thank you for them. Yeah, I guess that's the end of the video, I suppose. I hope you have a good day, and I don't really have an outro, so bye!